the subject of a lawsuit today, and I don't think that any of my colleagues will stand here and tell you that the quality of the special ed services, the timeliness of evaluation, etc., is where it needs to be. I will also tell you that along the way that a school has been authorized specifically dedicated for autistic children in Newark, and I look forward to that happening. Thank you. The North Star, which by any measure is doing exactly what you have called us in a call to action to unify to achieve across the city.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning.
My name is Victoria, and I'm a student. My name is Victoria, and I'm a student at Malcolm Hspa Fail High School. And I'm here with my AP Composition and Language class. So I have a question. Why doesn't Global Education Advisors have a website? How are they qualified to take registrations for our district?
Global Education Advisors is one guy. It's not a company. It's been portrayed like these things like, IBM. It was formed early, I think it was formally formed over the summer sometime. I was on the papers that were filed. I had a significant health issue to deal with over the summer. I didn't really emerge from that until September, and maybe a little bit later, than that. It is the folks who are involved in it are people who have really remarkable credentials and skills and talent, and I don't really know what else to say about that. There are people who are professors, there are people who are educators, there are people who have deep experience in public education. Thank you. Young lady, did that answer your question?
No, give us recommendations. They're not transparent enough. We don't know
But you're making
anything about us.
You're making 2 points. One about qualifications and one about transparency. I answered the qualifications point. These are folks who have deep experience in public education. Transparency, I gotta give it to you, Victoria, right? I gotta give it to you. That is something that was not well handled. I think it has been totally blown out of proportion from my point of view, because here's what Victoria has not been understood, is this is a collaborative effort with these folks here. This is a collaborative effort led by the Newark Public Schools, who basically were going, we would like to have some capacity, some support to go on a fact-finding mission to understand it. So to overread that, and I know you've been led there by the reporting here, but to overread that as somehow decision-making authority was delegated to some little entity is just absolutely not true. Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning, ma'am.
I worked at Malcolm Hspa Fail for the past 6 years, and part of the reason why we're all talking about our schools are failing is because of the Hspa. And I feel you are in a unique position to overhaul the system, the testing system, because Hspa is going to be phased out, and we are going to a region-type exam, as New York are familiar with. I want to know why, when assessment is going to come to New Jersey, because it does not take place over 3 days. It takes measurement over time. And what is your position on portfolio assessment that some states have adopted in lieu of high-stakes testing?
Thank you for your question. Let me start by expressing my agreement with and commitment to the subject matter that you addressed. There's a lot of talk about tests and where they fit into the scheme of things. But the one thing I think we can all agree on is that when we either take pride in whether a child passes the test or are in despair because she or he doesn't, the test ought to have meaning. It ought to be something that's representative of basic competencies. We all agree as citizens and policymakers that at certain ages of life, at certain milestones, there's a body of knowledge, there's a set of skills that children should have in order to be in step to be able to succeed in high school and in life. And where I think that we have really fallen down nationally is that the tests that we put so much stock in exhibit often embarrassingly low standards, and even to pass those tests doesn't prepare a child for progress. This is a little technical, I apologize. I am part of the I'm part of the Common Core standards have emerged from the National Government Association and so on. I'm very engaged in that process. There are two consortiums now that are in the process of developing really radically better and different assessments, including the exit exam assessment that you're talking about. A huge policy decision I am struggling with, and I would value your perspective, is what to do between now and then. I think I have reached the conclusion that the Hspa is a disaster, and what am I doing in the next 2 to 3 years before those things are ready to go? So I'm working on it. I know that respect about it.
I definitely think teachers should be involved because the people who currently make the test are part of the metametrics community and they're not educators.
Okay.
Contrary to
If you will leave me your contact information, I would like to follow up with that. Thank you.
I'm also a student from Hspa Fail, and I have concern about the walkthroughs that y'all plan to be doing. But all the walkthroughs that y'all do, have y'all ever considered walking in and actually sitting in and taking part in one of the classes of AC language or how to have a conversation with us? Or discussing what we think about the changes that y'all are trying to do in our schools?
So I want to make sure I've understood your question. The walkthroughs that I know about, although I did not participate in, were focused exclusively on the question of space and capacity. I believe I understood your question to be a reference to academic walkthroughs and evaluations and observations. Did I hear you right about that? So I don't know anything about that, so let me ask one of my colleagues to address that.
Well, earlier I did reference facilities walkthroughs. Under the previous Chief Academic Officer, Ms. Sadie White, academic walkthroughs that occur in the February-March 2009 timeframe, followed up with walkthroughs in association with Cambridge Education Associates in spring 2010. All of those reports are public documents. They have been available on our website. I'll work with our communications officer to make sure they are there. They do include a cross-section of conversations with the students, teachers, and administration from the school.
Well, the lady yesterday, she said that she walked into classes, that the students weren't sitting down or they were doing whatever they pleased, but did she really go into the classes and talk to them why they were doing it?
This is our superintendent.
This lady is the superintendent.
Oh,
All right. Yes, I'm the superintendent. Let me just say, I have been visiting schools. I have said what schools. The classroom that I was talking about, and I did go inside. I just went, when I happened to come in yesterday, it was during the sweep time. And it was said to me, I said, well, where are these students going? Well, they're all going in this room 3-something. I said, well, I want to go in there. And I went in and had a conversation with those students. I do intend to go back, and I'll reach to you later. You can leave. I'd like to come, because what the issue is to me, we have students that will succeed in spite of. That's my concern, in spite of. See, you're in your school doing what's expected of you. You have internalized education is important. We have to make it that all students have that understanding. And in your role too, you have a role in your school to try to help pull those others up. You have the hope. There are some students that don't have any hope. There's some students that told me is changing. When I saw students doing the change for the period, there's students walking around without one book. No books, no book bag. That's unacceptable. You are making the exception to the rule. We can't have that. But I can talk to you. And I'm not making a judgment because I am a positive for a public school. I was a teacher, a vice principal, a principal, regional superintendent, so I'm not pointing the finger, but we all have to do something together. And students have a voice as well. And I appreciate the fact that they're coming up. I'm not pointing, I know your entire school is not like that.
So, are you going to be willing to come to our school and actually sit down and have a conversation?
Sure, I've been doing that. I just haven't seen you yet, so I'll see you the next time I come around. Okay.